Tyler, would you like to see your You have a B? Who doesn't call me Hannah? Maybe she's my tuna. Why?
Allie, is it problem 2B? Yep. That's the most common one that people have questions on. So we're going to do 3 problems today, and after you do those 3 problems, you can start working on your homework. I'm going to go over problem 2B from the homework for everyone wants to see it, and I will make a copy of your study guide. It's on the copier right now. Just got to go get rid of it. So I promise you're going to have a question like this on the test. Every year I tell you you're going to have these type of questions, and I get frustrated by the number of people who do what they're not supposed to do. So again, you can call me ugly, stupid, bald, whatever you want, because I'm the worst teacher you ever had. But if you ever tell me I don't tell you the things that you need to know for the test, you are either a liar or you're insane. One of the two. Those are your only options.
What if I'm both?
Yes, you could be both. You could be both. There's actually a likely chance that that's true. Okay, so, all right. Okay, so here we go. All right. Don't do these hard things. Whatever.
It's just because you don't get one.
If you want to say I heart math, then go ahead. Other than that, stop it. She doesn't have a heart. Okay. It says write an equation for a line. If we're going to write an equation for a line, what are the 2 things you need? You need a slope and a point. You have to stop me if I do not make sense at some time. But are we okay with this? It's right below where we left off yesterday.
Sure.
Is everybody okay with that first piece? Slope and point?
Yes. Yeah.
Seems rather intuitive. Okay, what's the x value for the point? 0. How do I determine the y value? Plug it in.
Oh, x equals.
I get 0 over dos, which is Spanish for 2. And you get? 0. So this is a line that goes through the origin. Yes?
So do you just pick that x is 0? Like you just pick that?
Since it's the curve.
Oh, sorry.
Everybody good with that? We rolling? Okay.
Sorry.
So I've got that. And now, how do I find the slope? The derivative. The derivative produces slope, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What rule do you have to use to find the derivative?
Quotient.
We'll do the quotient rule. You tell me. You did this yesterday.
F prime is 4.
4 times.
X is x plus 2.
Good.
Minus 3x.
X squared minus
1
times
4x.
4x. If you can't see around me, you could move to one of the 20 open spots in class if you want.
All over x to the cube minus x plus 2
Okay, is everybody okay with that? And now we get to this point, and this is where people start to fumble and bumble, okay? People actually start to, like, reduce this. Like, they multiply the 4, they distribute the 4x, they square out the bottom, they try to divide. Is it asking for the simplified form of the derivative? No. It's only asking for the slope. So just find the slope. What do I plug in to find the slope? 0. See, this will tell you the derivative at any value that you want. So once you get this, just plug in 0 for x. If I plug in 0 for x, notice that this piece becomes 2, this piece becomes -1, and this becomes 2 down there. So I end up with 4 times 2 minus -1 times, 4 times 0 is 0. Ooh, so I got a 0 over there, don't I? Divided by 2 squared, which is 4. And I get 4 squared is, or 4 times 2 is 8. Plus 1 is 9.
Don't the 0 cancel?
Oh yeah, yep, so that's gone. Yep, -1 times 0 is 0. Divided by 4 is 2. So your equation for your line is? That's it. Next one, same business, except what rule do you have to use?
Product.
Product. The product rule. I need slope, I need a point. Tells me the x value is 0. What's the y value? It is 3. How'd you get that?
Because you plug in the 0 and then you have 3 times 1.
Very good. Nice job. Need to use the product rule. Some people at this point actually start multiplying out all of those terms. So they get like 12 terms, and then they combine like terms, and then they find the derivative after that. Don't do that. Just take the derivative. What's the derivative of the first part?
4x plus 15x
Times the x squared minus x plus 1 plus
2x minus 1
times the
x fourth plus 5x.
x fourth plus 5x cubed minus 6x plus 3. Sweet. Looks like really, a difficult problem at that point, right? When you show other people that, like, whoa! And we can make it difficult. I could choose an x value of like, 1.6. Like that'd be kind of a pain in the butt, wouldn't it? Yeah, but what value do we choose? 0, isn't that just beautiful? An AP exam does that many times. It just choose 0. Notice if you choose 0, those go away, that goes away, that goes away, those go away, and you end up with -6 times 1 plus -1 times 3. I got a -9 out of that. And since it's at 0, isn't 3 already my y-intercept? And so therefore you have y is equal to -9x plus 3. Sweet. Piece of cake upside down. That drew your attention, upside down cake. You've had it before, haven't you? Yeah. Taylor, if you could keep it down today, I'd appreciate it. All right? Sick and tired of Taylor's outbursts in class.
I'll control it.
Knock it off. Okay, last example. Last example.
I'm getting this today. I'll be gone.
All right, use the graph. So now instead of being given in a rule, like a function rule or a table, we're going to give a graphical example. Love this type of example. This comes up on the AP exam as well. Use the graphs to find the derivatives below. F plus g prime of 3, very simple. We just find f prime of 3, and we add it to g prime of 3. What's the derivative of f at 3? I go over to 3, 1, 2, 3, and I look and I say, what is the slope at that spot?
1,
2. I'm thinking it's a slope at 2, isn't it?
Oh, I didn't see that first mark.
That's over 1 and up 2 there. Everybody agree it's slope at 2?
Yeah.
So I've got 2 plus, what's the slope of g? -1. So the slope right there, that's a -1. As you calculate that. I know it's tough to see. I'd give you something that was easier to see. Okay. But we got 2 plus -1 is 1. But now that we have those values, the rest becomes pretty easy. Because you do g minus f prime of 3, remember that's g prime of 3 minus f prime of 3. Well, now we just, what was g prime? -1 minus 2 is -3. Boop, done. And so, if you're ready to just make Mr. Gentz really, really, really mad,
Yes.
what would you do for this problem to just entirely anger me?
-2 times 1.
Yeah, you'd say, well, we're going to do -1 times -2 because we're going to multiply them together.
Yeah.
Total disregard for anything regarding the product rule. Okay? Don't do that to me. Instead, let's do f prime times g plus g prime times f. And notice it still occurs at 3, which is rather nice. So we have, what is f prime? We said 2 times whatever g is, plus g prime is -1 times f, whatever f is. So g of 3 is the function height of g at 3. What's the height of g at 3? Yeah, I'm going to say that's 4. And then f height at 3, 0. Isn't that great when we come up with the 0? Is she mocking me?
Yes.
I challenge you to a math duel.
In addition,
Sure, yeah, I'll go there. Believe it or not, I'm pretty good at adding things. All right, and then we do the quotient rule. You try it on your own. Go. Most of the work's already been done for you. Okay, so you should have 2 times 4 on top minus -1 times 0 over 4 squared. Is that correct? And so notice that the -1 times 0 goes away. You get 2 times 4 is 8. 4 squared is 16. You get 1/2, which is also, if you remember, the sign of pi over 6. And that's your final answer.
What if you roll?
This is great. So you guys see those moments as a teacher where I get 1/2 and your eyes are like, yeah, I did it right. And I say sign of pi over 6, and all of a sudden this flood of like anxiety, like, do I remember third quarter last year? I don't think I do. What is pi over 6? Is it like 30 degrees opposite over hypotenuse? What the heck is going on? And I'm just joking, you guys. You know. But that's part of the math humor. And every once in a while, I get a student that understands my math humor. And so when they realize that I've written the test way too easy, they're like, they come up with a half at the end, like, oh, I'm going to make Mr. Gens's day. We're going to write sign of pi over 6. Put a little smiley face there because he knows what I'm doing. So. You want to leave me a little bit of humor every once in a while? Go ahead. That's fun. This does happen from time to time, believe it or not, folks, and it makes my day. The problem is I try to share it with somebody at home and nobody understands the calculus, you know what I mean? Like the daughter that did is gone now. Like I have to snap her a picture and say, hey, look at this. And then she probably doesn't remember it because she's forgotten it all because she's just, those college students running around doing her thing. So nobody can understand my humor.
You have Snapchat? I
try to tell Mr. Luther, but his mathematic knowledge stops at like multiplication, you know what I mean? He doesn't get it. That's her. She hates math. She despises it.
You should talk to Haney about math.
She likes coffee. She likes her coffee. And a good book.
That's a good opinion.
Yeah, that's Daddy.
That is.
All right. This time is yours. I'm going to print out the copies, and then I've got problem 4. Allie's first. Hattie is second, and the girl who insults me is third.